Hey, what's up? How are you guys doing? It's been a little bit since I've been on. I have actually been working my ass off a bit, getting everything ready for a mastermind that's coming up in Orlando. And then right behind that mastermind, I have the high profit zone boot camp that's coming up literally right behind it. And so I've been getting ready for those two things as well as running my business as well as speaking. So it's been a little busy, not super busy, but busy enough. Um, anyway, for the past, I'll tell you probably about a month or so, I've been talking to just a multitude of people, and I'll tell you some of the information or some of the things that happen when I'm talking to all these people. It will just amaze you of some of the things that they say. And the words that I hear most often are how hard things are. And I don't mean how hard things are like financially or that type of thing, but what they consider to be hard. In fact, I actually wrote a post last week that talked about, how people with these extra privileges, and by the way, all of us have privileges. So, but there are these people that have these extra privileges, and the things that they complain about have been just astronomical. And I think I'm going to actually find it because it was Melissa Peavy who said it the best. She said basically the people who have the most seem to have the most to complain about. And it's not that those things that they have aren't great. It's that they are still complaining about, they're complaining about the grain of salt in the snow. It's that type of thing. Like, do you see that salt there? It's right there in the snow. It's causing, like, what the hell? It's that kind of stuff, and it's really been happening a lot. And so I'm just going and making sure that I have this everywhere. So today I'm going to talk specifically about what the hell hard really is and why we need to motivate ourselves. We need to try to find a little bit of intrinsic motivation to cut the bullshit with what's hard and what's not hard. And I'm going to go into, like, look, some people are going to be like, ooh, she was talking about me. If you think I was talking about you, then honest to God, truth is, I probably was. And I probably told you. So it's okay. So yeah, if you think I'm talking about you, I probably am. It's cool. Get over it. So let's talk about some of the things that I hear. So there are people who come to me all the time and they go, Donna, I want to be able to do what you did. I want to be able to go and turn, what I know into an absolutely amazing speaking business. What's up, fam? Hey Tammy, hey Tracy, how you guys doing? So they're like, I want to be able to turn what I do into an amazing speaking business. I want to do that. And yet and still, there are things that they will not do and come up with every excuse in the world not to do them. All of the excuses, but none of the actual forward moving momentum at all. And here's an example. So I'm going to start off with, I'm going to actually take you back. When I was 19 years old, I lived in my car. I was homeless. I've said this a million times. It is not a secret. And people always say, well, Donna, how did you get from being homeless to getting out of that car and then you went and ran a business? Now, I'm not going to take you through that whole story, but I am going to tell you this one thing. Because this is the thing. This is why people that roll to me with their bullshit excuses, to me, they're just bullshit excuses. When I was 19 years old, there was a gentleman who, what's up, fam? Hey, Nick. There was a gentleman who worked at the YMCA, and he washed the windows at the Y every morning. And what I did was I asked him if I could wash the windows and wipe down the equipment if I could take a shower. And actually, I just offered to wash the windows. And so I go to this guy, and I go, I just want to wash your windows in exchange for a shower. And I said, I don't want anything from you. I just want to take a shower. Now, what a lot of people don't know is the reason that shower was so important to me was because I knew I was going to be dead within a couple of weeks. I had completely run out of food, and there was nothing I had left. And I did not want my mom, I didn't want when they found my body, I did not want them to find my body dirty. And I know that might sound to people like the most ridiculous and most insignificant thing ever. But to me, having a clean body, that my mom at least knew I was clean, for some reason that meant so much to me, because I already knew that I was going to die within a couple of weeks. So you're like, yeah, but I'm not in that situation. I'm not in the situation where I'm close to death or I'm at rock bottom or anything. Well, you know what? If you're not at rock bottom, then keep going. Because right now, all the excuses that you're coming up with, that's going to get you there. Those excuses are the fuel that drive your engine straight down. So keep on with those excuses. You'll get there. Keep on. So no, you don't have to be there. But what is the lesson? The lesson isn't that I was homeless. The lesson wasn't that I was at rock bottom. The lesson isn't any of that. Here is the lesson. That even if you ain't got shit, you got something you can barter. You have something where you could go, I don't have anything, but I'm willing to do something to get what I want. I wanted a shower. I was willing to wash windows to get the shower. When I cleaned off the equipment, and what happened was, as I was coming out of the shower, even though I had dried off with as many paper towels as possible, I was still dripping water because my hair was really long, and so it was dripping water no matter how much I tried to dry it. And so I started wiping down the floors as I was walking out, and I was apologizing to him profusely because I felt bad that, my clothes were wet, my hair was wet, everything was wet, and I felt like I was leaving a mess. And so, he kind of laughed at me, and he even joked. He's like, you want to wipe something down? You can go ahead and wipe down the machines. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah. And I kind of felt like I owed him that. So I wiped down the machines, and in return, he gave me like a cereal bar, like a granola bar. All of a sudden, I had food. And I wouldn't eat the whole granola bar. See, what a lot of people don't know is when you're homeless and you don't have food, you take whatever you have, whatever resource you have, and stretch it out. So I actually broke it into 4 pieces so I could eat 4 times that day. That was going to be my 4 meals. I was so excited. And so this is not a pity party. This is not something for you to feel bad for me about. It's none of that. What's up, Jeff? The point is that there was something I wanted desperately. And there was someone who I knew had it. And all I had to do was barter. I didn't have any money, so I bartered. So what is it that you right now have? And you're like, Don, I have this to barter. Or what is it that you think that I need? And then you're like, you want coaching? I need what? Unless you ask me, you don't know. My favorite person, one of my favorite people right now is Holly Ann McPherson. Because Holly Ann McPherson said, I need to know what I need to do. I love that. I love somebody who has the balls to say, who has the ovarian audacity and the testicular fortitude to say, what do I need to do? Because it's not about money, guys. It's not about money. It's about money, time, work, so many other things. And we forget that we have the ability to barter. We forget that. I mean, seriously. You got to start there. Oh, I love you. She was so real with me. She was just like, that honesty and vulnerability, that take off all the bullshit. And here's the other person who I absolutely love, Tammy. Let me tell you why I love Tammy. See, first of all, I love people, and you guys will understand this later when I tell you who one of my heroes is. I love Tammy because Tammy said, I listened to you. I checked out your shit. You know what you're talking about. Will you review my website? I was like, for real? Right here, right now? You gonna let me do that live? And she's like, yeah, go ahead. I was blown away and excited. And if you go and watch the video, the first thing you will notice is I do not destroy people. I know people are always like, claws and fangs and horns and forked tongue and, and they sometimes think that I'm just like, ah. But you know what? Honest to God, that is, don't let it fool you. Somebody called me a wrecking ball with a heart of gold, because I'm like, if you come to me and you're like, Donna, can you help me? I'm like, let me figure it out. We could do this. If you say that you want to try, I'm like, let's figure out how we can make it happen. It can happen. And she let me review her website. And I didn't say, and you can ask her, I did not say anything like, this is crap or this is whatever. I literally watched her stuff and I said, Tammy, your power is here Take your power and pull it up to the top. Don't hide from the world. Let them see how amazing you are. You are a lioness and you even have the colors. You have black and gold. Girl, bring that out. I never, ever said anything at all that was destructive. I would never do that. But so many people are so afraid that they won't even take the first step. They won't even say, I get people all the time to tell me privately, hey, Donna, will you go and review my stuff? Oh, absolutely. No, let me take time out of my schedule and go do that right now. Come on, you want me to review your stuff? Let's make it a win-win. Let me show people that I'm not an evil person, and let me review your website. I'll do it online. I'll do it right here. I tell people all the time I'll do it, but most people are afraid. Tammy, fearless. Fearless and fierce. Girl, I loved you for doing that. I thought it was amazing. She said, what I love is that if it was crap, I believe you would have told me that. I would have told you in the nicest possible way. Here, the one thing that I do is I don't say the negative. I'll say something like, let's say you had too many colors. I would say something like, for standard, it's usually 3 or 4 colors. Now, don't get me wrong, because if you go and look at my website, I got a multitude of colors. What we do have to do is find a way, right? I don't go at the problem and say, what the hell were you thinking? I'm like, what we have to do is find a way to make this better. I never tell people something that, like, this is shit. Why would I do that? How does putting that negativity in the world make anything better at all? And here's the other thing. So here's the things that I hear people telling me that it's hard to do. So I've heard people say, Donna, I want to learn how to be a speaker. I want to travel all over the world giving speeches. I want to do what you do. I see other people doing it. I've seen you do it. I've seen you go from not having a dime to rocking it. I mean, seriously, I've seen you do this. How do I do it? And then I go, this is what it takes. Yes, it does take a financial investment. You're talking about building a business. If you want to build a business, this is what it takes. Oh, okay, well, yeah, I want to build a business, because it's not just about standing on stage. It's the whole business. They say, oh, I want to build a business. Okay, this is what you have to do. And then once I tell them what they have to do, this is what I hear. Oh, I would come on the 21st, but I'm doing something for my friend, and I can't move those things out of my way. And I'm like, here's the first thing. You're not prioritizing. Your education is not a priority. I hope that shit you doing from your friend got a return on investment. So if I don't hear that, then I hear, well, I don't want to take that time because it might look bad. Okay, keep worrying about what other people think about how you look. Like, really? You know what? I worry about how they look at me when I'm on my yacht and they on the port waving. Be like, yeah, you look now. Really? You worried about how they gonna look at you? Who gives a damn how people are gonna look at you? I had somebody tell me, like, well, I mean, I know it's in a mansion, but I'm really not comfortable staying there if there are going to be men there. I'm like, you're in your own private ensuite king-size room. You don't have to stay there. You can stay off-site. You could do that. Or I hear people, my favorite is, it's in Florida. Yeah. Well, can you come to Colorado? Oh, my God. Let me get everything and pack it up and bring the whole thing to you, because God forbid you actually spend that $250 on that ticket and get your ass to me. Are you serious right now? I mean, the excuses are overwhelming. And here's the thing. My hero, and you guys have heard me say this, I always say, and it's just so apropos that it's out right now, I always say that I help people get financial freedom from corporate colonization. You've heard me say that 1,000 times. And of course, I jokingly say I am the Harriet Tubman of the entrepreneurial Underground Railroad. So when people start telling me shit is hard, I'm like, did you even see Harriet? Listen, going 100 miles north to freedom, that by yourself as a black woman for real, in the 1800s, that was hard. Turning your ass around and heading south as a black woman and going and grabbing somebody so you can bring them back only to find out they done married someone else, that is hard. Taking 9 people back with you north, including a baby, that is hard. Doing it barefoot is hard. Doing it winter, spring, summer, and fall is hard. going and doing it again and again and again and leading an army and doing all that and being a badass and still living until you 91 years old, that is hard. But getting up every day and making a decision to go work out is not hard. Making a decision that you're going to put some money aside so next time somebody has something, the opportunity comes available, that you are prepared, that is not hard. Picking up the phone and saying, girl, I don't have the money, but this is what I do have. Tell me what I need to do and how can I help you? That is not hard. Putting your ego aside for a moment and saying I'm vulnerable and I'm truth, that is not hard. That is not hard. What we have to do is stop acting like making decisions is hard. What you're more worried about is hurting somebody's feelings because you can't do that thing they wanted you to do because you already, I promised them I would do it because I'm their friend and I don't want them to think. You better stop worrying about what people are thinking about you and start thinking about yourself a little bit. And I know that sounds like I'm saying be selfish. Well, God, for the first time ever, put yourself first. Recognize you deserve more than a piecemeal plan. That you actually deserve the whole formula beginning to end. That you deserve the education first. That you deserve. There are people who couldn't get an education. You are able to get educated in every way, shape, or form imaginable. The problem is that we are so silly that we believe that piecemeal education is better than getting the whole thing. Well, at least not the smart people. Smart people recognize getting the whole thing is better. We need to stop saying that things are hard. Making a decision is not hard. Making a commitment is not hard. Picking up the phone and putting yourself first is not hard. I hear people all the time like, I would do so much better in the speaking business, but I don't like sales. I had one of the best conversations this morning with Elizabeth, a family member. And Elizabeth said, you know what? I don't like to do that, but guess what? I'm going to have to pick up the phone today. Because just because you don't like to do something doesn't make it hard. And she knows that. That's why she's successful. That's why she sold millions in Avon. Because at the end of the day, she recognizes that picking up a phone is really not that hard. It might not be something she loves to do, but it's not that hard. We need to start redefining what the hell hard is and recognizing that we need to muster up a little something and do those things that we think are hard because they're not. I talked to someone the other day who, I'm not kidding you, has gotten greater than a 10x ROI from working with me. And they're literally saying that they want to get more. And I'm like, you want to get more ROI? No, I want you to do more. And I'm like, you want me to do more? What more do you want me to do? Oh, and for free. That's not how I work, bruh. I've already given you 10x ROI. Don't you think you need to come back to the table now? If you want to come back to the table, you need to make an investment. But we got to stop thinking that everything is so damn hard. And we got to stop thinking that everything that we want is for free. And we got to recognize that when we made an investment and that investment has paid off, that we might need to reinvest. We have to start being smarter about the shit that we want and stop thinking that everything is so damn hard. Because it's not. It really isn't. I sat there and watched Harriet Tubman last night on that movie. And all I could think about all the people who were complaining. They were complaining about their privilege. Oh, the baby is making all this noise on the plane. The dog is in the restaurant with the person. I don't want them here. Why is that person taking an extra second at the stoplight? For real, bruh? Seriously? Guess what? It's not about you. Everybody doesn't have to make your world perfect. You do. So if you don't like the baby crying on the plane, put on your headsets. You don't want to see the dog in the restaurant sitting with its owner, put on some blinders. Go to a different restaurant. You don't want to hear the bullshit they say on the news? Change the channel. You tired of the person that waited too long at the stoplight? Go around or drive at 2 o'clock in the morning. You don't have the money for the opportunity? Pick up the phone. and ask how you can get in anyway. And if that doesn't work, then make sure that you save up a couple of dollars so you can get in. But for God's sakes, people, we are so privileged right now. We have more data at our fingertips than they produced in the 20th century. We have more people that we could reach out to if we were just honest and true about who we are to get the help that we need. We have more opportunity to make more money now than we ever had in a lifestyle. You can make more money sitting right on the couch right next to me than you can make getting in your car and driving anywhere. And this is 2019. You have the ability to make 20 times more money in 2020 than you did in 2019. You have so many privileges sitting right in front of you. You have so many opportunities. And yet and still, the one thing I hear people say over and over and over again is how hard it is. It really isn't. It's not that hard. It's time for you to start making a decision. 2020 is going to be here. So if you really want 2020 to be your year, you got to start in 2019. So I'm going to tell you two things. If you want to be a speaker, or if you're a speaker, here's the thing. If you are a speaker, if you are a coach, if you're an expert, and you want to take things to the next level in your business, then I have a boot camp. Now, we already have half the people filled up. I think there might only be 2 places left in the house if you wanted to stay at the house. To be in the house, you have to put $1,500 down, and then it's 3 payments of $1,500, or it's just a single payment of $2,500. If you want to be at the class and you don't need to be in the house and you just want to stay off site, you could do that too. That's $1,000 down, 3 payments of $1,500, or just a flat payment of $1,997. It is the education you need to make your business make money. Because there's no way I should be able to make 7 figures in less than 18 months, and most people can't figure out how to make 5 in 12. So if you're ready to take your business to the next level, this is your first step. If you can't do it in November, you're like, Donna, I just can't do it in November, but you want to be in the house in February, then you need to send me a DM, or you need to just write a note here that says, I'm ready. Rock More Stages and Rock More Clients will happen again in February. A lot of people have asked me, when are you doing the next one? February. If you want to be in February, all you have to do is write interested in February. If you want to be in November, all you got to write is interested. If you're sitting here going, I want to do it, but I don't have the money, we actually work with Avant. Avant will actually allow you to do a payment program. I think it's like $90 a month. If you're ready to do this, you can do this, but you have to make the decision. I can't make it for you. I can't force feed you success. I can't. I can guide you to it, but I can't force feed it to you. Anyway, that's all I got today. I want you to really start rethinking what you believe hard is, and recognize that it is your mindset that determines where you're going to go next. It is your actions that take you there. Talk to you later.